Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastagram RPG podcast. This is Empire's End.
Hi, this is Dean. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Victor Argus, Operations Officer or Ops.
Hey, I'm John, and I play Lieutenant Commander Poro Randar, callsign Metalhead, Commander of the Air Group or CAG.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt. I play Gaius Loctus Vilfug, and I am the Medical and Personnel Officer, or MED.
Hey everyone, this is Dan. I play Lieutenant Junior Grade Nero Orn, Communications and Intelligence Officer, or COIN.
And I'm Josh, and I'll be your Game Master. This is episode 12, Wet Work.
All these hungry, angry mouths, forgiven.
My concerns are growing on what this creature inside Commander Hethna is, and what Sela Lavar has to do with it all. I've had a chance to look over the results of the tests I conducted with the assistance of Nero. I've learned several things about the parasite. So far, it presents as an atypical parasitic organism, although some evolutionary trait, it reacts differently to various electromagnetic and radio signals. Could be possible that Stella planned all this, bringing the commander back to infect the station, try to use it against us? Best to focus on the facts and let Commander Argus make those decisions. With everything we have learned the last couple of weeks, I don't envy Argus. I mean, how do you decide what to prioritize? Between coddling Governor Redmere, Thorn and his investigation on Nero, the Free Kaleri Front and their campaign against everyone in power around Vierax? At least he has Commander Randar to handle things as well as, finally, 2 functioning corvettes.
All right. Well, we're back seamlessly because we just recorded last week, right? We hope that's how it seems. Not the case.
Folks, we just spent an hour going over our last game.
Yeah. Little peek behind the GM screen / our lives. Different things happen. Different things get recorded in different times. And we haven't played Star Wars for a hot fucking minute.
Yep.
So we've been catching up ourselves up. Hopefully you guys are a little bit more caught up. But the quick version is from last episode, following the climactic beginning, dealing with the CO emerging very suddenly from a coma and going back into it. We kind of got into a little bit of sort of individual tasks. So we talked about a passage of time. About 10 days went by as a number of things were happening. Dr. Vilfug was working further to discover more about this creature inside the CO, along with everything that he learned from those tests with that communications equipment. Orn had been doing a little counter surveillance in the station, discovering a total of 5 recording devices of Imperial make. Also doing work on the comm system, which is finally back up and running. The XO was cracking the whip in a variety of areas, doing some potential operations planning for a future move against the Black Jesters, trying to take the initiative. We've talked a little bit off the air. You had some pretty cool ideas. We'll get to that as it becomes relevant. But you do have a lot more capabilities than you've had. With some time, some repairs, some equipment. You've got the 2 customs corvettes. The big shooters of the Imperial presence here in Vierax are both fully armed and operational. And the TIE complement is as good as it's going to be without some serious replacements. So you have 4 TIE interceptors, 8 TIE fighters, plus your complements of shuttles and freighters and whatnot. And meanwhile, Commander Argus was just pacing with black leather gloves, looking out a viewport.
as all good guys do.
as good folks do. So there's
One man's butcher.
there's stuff happening. There's stuff that you've completed, and stuff that you are about to do on the way to Vierax. From your knowledge, are as many as 3 things. Your higher headquarters is sending some level of resupply and whatever of your requests are going to fulfill, along with a officer who is, when he arrives, would be taking command, Lieutenant Commander Ostesh. That is within 30 days, an unknown amount of time. Quicker than that, within a week, Kuiper is going to be providing some more immediate assets. As requested, your meeting with Kuiper went pretty well, and they are firmly in the camp of keeping the Empire strong, right? Making the Empire great again. And to that aim, a number of security teams will be sent, as well as at least 2 system defense craft, something in the kind of gunboat range, which is very useful for you guys. And that stuff will be put directly under your command. There also may be some additional comp force assets requested by Lieutenant Thorne.
I'm wondering if we're going to come to regret that decision, that request.
Just possibly. And kind of pending in the more immediate sense was a urgent call from the planet to Dr. Vilfug from the good Governor Redmouth. And he has learned finally, due to some communication breakdown, must have been scrambled by the rebels. Finally got the word about the Battle of Endor, the Emperor's death, and wants to immediately meet on the planet to discuss strategy and a way forward. And I think you guys have talked about this being a good time. You had some business down on the planet side you want to take care of anyway. Is that right?
It is correct. That's good shit. And we've also realigned our...
Lots to remember from last
Nailed
week.
it.
Yeah.
Nailed
It's
it.
pretty good. Fucking Rain Man over here. And we also realigned our strategic thinking to be more in line with capitalizing on our strengths and not our weaknesses, like combing an entire planet with just a handful of men. And we did not rule out orbital... We did not rule out orbital bombardment if things get carried down on the surface.
Just good guy stuff.
Yep.
Just good guy stuff.
More black leather glove, good guy stuff. We also did dole out your benevolent game master, doled out character points to which you guys were able to spend those. I remember we kind of talked about those being spent with like a passage of time. So I think you guys all kicked those into place. And now that we know the rules about spending character points, the stakes will be raised. It is on any given roll, when you make a ability check, skill check, whatever. God, I can't remember any of these terms.
Attribute and skill.
Attribute. You can add 2 character points to a roll. 5 if it's a specialty. And then there's other rules for other things. Soaking, whatever.
Soaking's 5. One of them is 3.
Soaking and specialties are the big dogs.
One of them is 3.
One of them is 3. We do know these.
We will get back to that before
Maybe to damage? No. You can add dice to damage, but you might get a little...
I think it was
dark
damage,
side
and
point.
it's an
Get a
evil.
dark side point.
It's an evil thing, but you know,
I feel as if Star Wars is going to let you
We've
do
only been role-playing for 100 years, so it's normal that we forget this stuff.
This game system is older than probably some of our listeners. So,
yeah, for sure.
God damn, that's wild.
So there we are. In the immediate interim, is there stuff that you guys want to take care of on station before making your trip down? I know Orn was keeping an eye on those surveillance
I really
devices.
wanted to linger around my quarters when the time came for him to collect his recording device.
Got it.
Yeah, I think in terms of the CAG, I want to have Sue make sure that the renewed Corvette force is used to full effect, and that we have something out there patrolling all the time.
Let's it would make sense for you to maybe have a quick a quick huddle up with Ops and CAG before you go down to the planet. Give some direction on what you want to see, or have them be maybe making some plans up for while you're gone.
Yep.
And
now that I have an XO, I'm probably listening to Bach or Beethoven and smoking a cigarette in my office.
Space Bach.
Space.
I think Holst.
I think that's Chewbacca's uncle.
You just have a map of the system, just like rotating on a hollow thing. We're not even like looking. You're just
see
contemplating.
You come in, whatever it is, stay open. Yeah, it's my back, and I'm looking at one of those big rotating orb like things.
It's just
smoke trailing up.
Just Vierax 2. And then there's superimposed TIE fighters coming in and explosions on the surface.
That'll do nicely.
Just banging one out to it.
You're wondering why there's a glove slung over my shoulder.
No way. You keep those gloves on. I know.
100%.
Arcus keeps those gloves on.
He doesn't deserve flesh.
All right.
Back on track, everyone. Back on track.
Sweet.
And what else? Wow. I guess one thing the CO will have to do is designate who is in command before you guys depart.
That's easy.
Okay.
There's the that friendly little chart with
Cool.
He's showing us the organization of the empire. It's really cool.
I'll put that on Instagram. It'd be a big hit.
Yeah, I mean, people will just fucking rave over it.
Let's put that on TikTok.
These guys get it.
Like, yeah, I want to do a video of it.
Man,
They know how to do
their
new media.
finger on the pulse.
Holy shit.
By the way, it's black and white, folks. That's not a filter. That's actually black and white.
We'll just superimpose a little porg on
Nothing
top
like
just
a-
to make sure
That's
it's
like a picture from nothing like a picture from a nerd book when Clinton was in office.
Instagram RPG podcast, the saltine cracker of social media.
Fuck. Wow.
Okay.
We're
to be
so
back.
good at this.
Good to be back.
Definitely worth a post now. Now you have to
now you
post
have to
it.
do it.
All right. Well, let's get to a couple of these quick conversations. So one is actually going to happen. Matt, someone was looking to find you. I don't mean that to sound ominous.
If you were dead.
If the assassins were coming for you, where would you be?
Where would you be most vulnerable?
When do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah. Are you,
It's hot. It's hot in here.
you have an office up in Medbay, you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
This is a fucking money shot.
I'm going to say you get a call from the comm in that room. It's ringing from actually one of the civilian areas on the ship.
It's the call's coming from inside the house.
Yes, the files are inside the computer.
Like, Lieutenant Commander Vilfug here.
Doctor, this is Plat Montari. I was wondering if I could come down and speak to you briefly. Plat Montari, I think he did pop up pretty early in the game. He was the administrator of this space station until about 6 months ago, when it was a much simpler, much smaller civilian-run station in orbit around Vierax 2.
Question, Josh. Was it a Kaleri operation? So that was their probably most significant piece of like space tech?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't exclusively, but predominantly Kaleri. There were humans and a few other aliens on board, but the minimum of 50% of the population of this system are Kaleri. Vierax 2 is a colony.
Right,
Originally it was a
right.
colony populated by Kaleri, which is a race.
Right. This may be a question that's been a long time coming, or we should have asked a lot sooner, but what was the purpose of it? Like, was it
Of the station or the colony?
Yeah, of the station.
Basically, to be a orbital resupply kind of, the spaceport is very bare bones down on the station.
Yep.
So it's much easier for ships to dock up here.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Supplies, exchange, whatever.
Minimal defense or not even a concern at the time.
Minimal defense. There were some point defense weapons,
Sure.
some small laser cannons that are still on there. If you look over the stats for the RACO station, it does include the original civilian armament. So that is Plot Montari. You have, as a personnel and liaison officer, Matt, Dr. Vilfog has definitely interacted with him before. Maybe not extensively, but a lot in the early going, especially figuring out what personnel were going where.
Lord. Oh, yes, Mr. Montari. It's been too long. Of course, you can meet me in my office. Should I alert the commander of the station, or?
That won't be necessary if you feel the need to convey anything to him. I'm just more comfortable speaking to you again.
Certainly.
I will be
Come on
there in a few minutes. Comm clicks off. Sure enough, a few minutes later,
I'm gonna make sure I have a couple of Marines stationed at the door.
okay.
They're probably still there from the bombing, but
Yep. So your office is inside the medical quarters, I'm assuming?
yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. One of them kind of comes over the door and says, sir, there's a Kaleri here, Mr. Montari, to see you.
Just let him in.
He walks on in. He's the Kaleri are tall and slim, if you remember. A lot of the males stand pretty close to 7 feet. Kind of walk with a very forward gait. So as they're moving, they don't seem as tall, but he stops and stands, and his head nearly reaches the ceiling in here. He's dressed pretty informally. He, despite being a former administrator and probably the most important Cleary on the station, he dresses in basically like work utilities, clean, but very simple. He steps in front of your desk, and he actually reaches a long arm forward, and he passes you a bottle. He says, if I remember from our last conversations, you are interested in different spirits. He gives you that Kaleri smile, which is a little bit initially off-putting because they kind of just pull their lips back and bare their teeth. They're not despite being near human, not a very emotionally expressive race in the way that we're used to. I put myself in there too. And he puts forward a bottle. You look down at it. It looks like some sort of, it's actually just a handwritten label, something made down on Vierax too, undoubtedly poisoned.
Excellent. Vilfog will stand up. Oh, yes, thank you. Local vintage, I would assume?
Yes, it's distilled from a nectar of a native plant we discovered. It's quite predominant. It is sweet, best as a dessert beverage.
Oh, do love a good digestif.
Dr. Wilfog,
Fucking chef and a winemaker over here.
I won't waste any more of your time. I know that you are all very busy.
Well, for you, Mr. Montari, I'm happy to make time.
Although my role continues here only in a advisory capacity, it is in this way that I come to you. There is some concern amongst my people, the Kaleri on the station that are working. There has been a fair degree of suspicion and even some threatening behavior towards them. I understand there have been security concerns. I just thought that you should know that the Kaleri that are here on the station are here out of choice. that want to work in this environment with your Imperial personnel, but they are, well, any people can be perhaps pushed the wrong way.
Well, I can completely understand that, or pushed, maybe even purchased sometimes.
Yes. I am doing my best to keep an eye on things, especially in the areas of the ship that Imperial personnel are not as frequent. But there are some of your security forces that, well, they have been making rounds and somewhat upsetting to some of the Kaleri.
That is very concerning. Actions like that could, as we both know, lead to further hostilities, and that would be the last thing that I would want. I'm sure you saw, and Vilfug will gesture out his office to the still damaged medbay. I'm sure you've heard of what happened here, and, well, unfortunately, who perpetrated the act.
Yes, I did hear. I will be making my best efforts to ensure that none of those individuals can come here. We made great efforts when we sent our request to become part of your empire. We do not want any overreactions to endanger this relationship.
No. Understandable. Well, as for those individuals, I do believe we've found they call themselves the Free Kaleri Front, no?
Matt, give me a... Every time I'm like, why doesn't this skill exist, right? Investigation roll.
Yep, that's the one.
He's a disadvantage because he's not a human.
Do I perceive him as a...
Yes, add...
So I get one more?
Yep, your special little social ability, basically, when you're interacting with anybody in a position of influence. He is certainly that.
That is only a 7.
7? Okay. He pauses for a few seconds. You can't read... As I said, the Kaleri tend to be very impassive. You just know that there's a long pause. And he says, "Indeed. Well, as I said, I will do what I can on my end to prevent any such recurrence. I hope you will enjoy this bottle, Doctor."
I shall, yes. Perhaps one day we could share a glass of it.
I would enjoy that. He bares his teeth at you again. You have to kind of consciously smile.
There any traditional desserts from the planet that would be best? Maybe from a certain region where this is made?
Yes, there's a animal perhaps you have heard of.
A small slug-like creature.
It's delicious.
Shit.
What the fuck was the name of that little tree critter?
Good luck, brother.
Dear Lord.
Tree critter.
Check those notes.
Nope. No, we're waiting. I'm finding this.
I'm finishing my coffee.
I'm finishing my coffee.
This will be cut so it sounds like he remembered it without
You
a
should do
hitch.
that. That's a good idea.
100%. I always do. Objective 1 in editing. Make me sound good.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
That's right, listeners. We are taking our time to find out the
That's
name of a fucking
crazy.
squirrel.
I think it's Muad'Dib.
Annoying.
Let me see.
There is a...
oh.
Don't... Get fuck out of here. Con. Failed.
Jesus Christ.
There is a creature of the tall, forests. Its fatty tissue is chilled and fermented. It is quite rich and delicious.
Well, I will take your word for it. Well, I've got some paperwork to get back to. Again, thank you for your help. Thank you for this delightful digestif, and hopefully we'll get to chat again soon.
Of course. Stay safe, Doctor.
You as well, Mr. Montari.
That was ominous.
He leaves.
And he's clearly Icelandic or Scandinavian with their pickled shark or whatever the fuck they eat.
And those fucking people.
All right.
They're savages.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. The fucking Icelanders. Dirty, dirty fucking volcano people. Coming over here.
Do they even have trees over there?
Commander Argus, there's a ring at your door, which
Fucking assholes. I want to make a soundboard on this thing.
wubba lubba do.
Pickle Rick. Right.
The door slides open, and in the doorway is the officer that you called here, who is going to be in command of the station while you and the XO are gone. And who is it?
Lieutenant Commander Seslin, have a seat.
Oh, Lieutenant Commander Seslin.
Isn't she?
Yeah, isn't he promoted her?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, you did.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't.
The only promotion I think you've handed out is the doc.
No.
Correct.
And John,
That,
I didn't get a promotion.
that was
It
a, that was
So-
a job.
I thought that she moved up because
So she moved up her
She's the
her
ops.
billet,
Her billet moved
I-
up.
but her
see.
rank didn't change.
Roger.
She's
Yep.
the ops. She runs ops.
That's how you do military well, is you promote people, but you don't pay them more. You give them more responsibility, not more money.
That and every
So
other.
it's like restaurants.
I was just going to say every business on the planet, right? We're going to give you. We want you to spread your wings a little and try a new thing. So yeah, what are you paying me? Well, I mean, it's a learning opportunity.
You should look at this is an opportunity for you.
yeah. And I'm an asshole.
Okay, Lieutenant Seslin.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice.
She's standing there.
Because he's going. He's
Yep.
coming. Okay, to be clear.
She's dressed smartly as usual, and she steps inside and she says, "Sir, you called for me?"
Have a seat.
She kind of is at a fairly formal position.
At ease.
She walks over, kind of looks at you, and waits a moment.
I do it again.
She sits.
How's ops?
It's good, sir. We're getting back up to speed with everything that we have operational now. Really, we're back to the main shortcoming being our manning.
Of course.
But I've drawn up a few rotation plans I was going to give to the XO and take a look at. And we've gotten some initial results back from some of the Vipers we sent out to the VAD belt. No good hits yet, but we're working through it. It's coming along, sir.
I don't doubt it. I've read the XO's reports. How do you like the XO?
He's good, sir. If I can speak candidly, I think the two of you make a good team. There's always jokes about the pilot types, but you put a pilot who's generally used to a little bit more of a informal environment, those wing things, as we say. But in that position, and with you in the CO's chair, I think it works well together so far.
Excellent. I'm turning this chair over to you while I go planet side.
Oh, okay.
I understand your workload is what it is. Perhaps you can shift around your own team to suit your needs, but there are few I trust in this seat, and I think you're the perfect fit.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your confidence, and
I slide the data pad across.
I'll do my best. How long do you expect to be gone?
I don't expect to be gone particularly long, perhaps a few days.
Do I have permission to airlock Lieutenant Orn?
My eyes narrow.
She doesn't actually say that.
Permission granted.
A wolf grin appears on my.
What'd you say? A few days at the most?
I think I don't even know out of game, but I'll just say.
Okay.
I see a few days. But the last seal who went down was gone a lot longer.
She kind of smiles nervously. She says, "Well, I just hope we don't have to come to get you as well, sir."
Me too.
The XO will be going as well then?
Correct.
Okay, I think I know most of what's coming up, so we'll just keep things tight.
Keep your eye on Orn. Keep your eye on Thorn.
I will, sir.
Very well. He's doing his duty as a Compnor officer. I don't want him disrupting the operation of this station. Not now. Not ever.
Understood, sir. You'll be departing today?
Yes, I think the plan is for us to head down at about 1500.
All right, very well, sir. I need to go speak to Lieutenant Braylon and work out an ops plan, but we'll have things covered here fine.
Thank you.
She stands, kind of smooths out her uniform, and says, and starts to walk out, stops in the doorway, and says,
I stand up.
I appreciate this, sir. I won't let you down.
I appreciate it too, and I know you won't.
You know, narratively, she's definitely gonna let you down, right? If she says that.
100%. I mean, you can't. You introduced the idea that she could, therefore she will.
Randar getting ready to head out.
Yep.
Sue, Lieutenant Sue, comes to your call. Maybe you'd want to check in, let him know you were popping down.
Yep.
Metalhead.
Oh, come in. Hey, Bandit. Have a seat.
He sits down. It's just, if you picture this on screen, it's funny, the dichotomy, the properness of like the line officers.
Yep.
And then Bandit literally sits down and puts his feet up
Yep.
to the side, leans back. Getting used to this office, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a bit stuffy, but it's nice. Comes with a lot of paperwork, though. And he's like data pads like strewn about his desk.
Well, I don't bet it. Even stepping up into your old spot, my flight hours are cut in half.
Yeah, yep. The burdens we carry on command.
Don't worry. I'll still sign off on your flight readiness.
Appreciate it.
He laughs.
Well, I called you in. I'm going planet side with the commander, doing a ground op meeting with the governor. In the meantime, obviously, you'll be in command of CAG. I believe he's putting the Lieutenant Cecilin in command at the station. So meet up with her. Make sure that you're on the same page.
All right. It'll be a nice, relaxing chat, I'm sure.
Well, you two get along.
No, she's fine. She's just little by the book.
Oh,
She's not bad tactically, though. He kind of looks for his data pad. Shit, I forgot it. We got a couple initial plans. We've been working on some of the stuff that some of the guidance you gave. I have to say, she surprised me a little bit. She's got some good ideas.
oh yeah, like what?
Well, you talked about the take one of the Corvettes and the idea of how do we fool the jesters? How do we lure them out?
Right.
All that. Well, it's talked about, deading out a couple ties. She mentioned a couple of these bulk containers. You could fit a stack of ties inside of them. If they were running blank, I mean, sensors, visuals, nobody would pick it up at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you really want to pull somebody in. And maybe that Corvette, instead of having to have Orrin crawling all over the thing, trying to redo the or what's it called?
Transponder.
Maybe that one is lurking off to the side. I don't know. We got some things in the work. A couple days.
I think I was talking to Nero as well. We might be able to grab a transponder from a Kuiper transport, but use that either scenario. Even if we use both, the more the merrier. Whatever we can draw them in. One thing I did want to mention, we have the Phalanx 2 operational. We want to make sure that we have a standard, regular patrol of both Corvettes 24/7. And I mean regular. By the book, by the clock.
It's going to run personnel awful tight.
We need to show that our Corvettes are running this schedule in order for this op to work. Make sure that they know that the Andrali Hunter, when it gets masked, it's in the docking bay getting refit, refueled.
All right. So what do you think? One day out for each, back and forth?
Sounds about right. And we have the fuel from Kuiper. We should be able to run them like that for a while, at least until the op.
Well, it works, actually. You know, Ceslin asked about borrowing some pilots. I mean, that's the one thing we got enough of.
Right.
And can help crew out the Corvettes a bit.
Keeps them active, too. Keeps their mind going.
Yeah, the cross-training isn't bad either. All right. We'll work on it, and we'll make sure they're running while you're down there. What are you getting, a little R&R?
I think we're going to get a talking to from the governor, but maybe a little R&R. Maybe we'll go out to a bar or two.
Yeah. All right.
Although no an Argus. He shrugs.
Sounds like a party. That it?
Yeah, well, I got to get to this.
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
man.
have fun.
Yeah, you too.
He stands and heads out. Hands in his pockets. It's
No salute.
disgusting.
Pilots.
Wild monsters.
Dan,
Yes, sir.
how are you monitoring this recording device in your quarters? Obviously, you would expect that no one is going to come here while you're in your quarters.
So I've set up an additional sensor to my door. Obviously, he knows how to get in and out of my quarters without being detected. So I have set up a sensor that links directly to my data pad
Okay.
so that I know as soon as someone enters my quarters without my say-so.
Got it.
I mean, it's very possible that, it could go either way. I could be halfway across the station when it happens, but if I'm nearby, that kind of casual sitting or just resting outside the, leaning up against the hallway while he comes out of my room is the, that I dream scenario.
Sure. You know what? We're going to randomize it.
I like it.
I'm going to roll 2d6
Mhm.
as a base scale of how far away you are.
I like it.
Hey, Thorn, where's your hall pass?
I got a 9.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to say a bit.
Further away.
Let's say you actually had to take a run down to the hangar.
Mhm.
You were the Phalanx 2, which is back up and running. The Corvette had a warning or some indicator lights come on its comm suite. You went down to help clear with a couple of the pilots, and so you're a good few minutes away when that sensor beeps for you.
I message Triald, the guy just below me.
Yep.
In coin up on the deck.
Okay.
Triald,
Go ahead.
pull up the monitors. Thorn should be coming out of my room shortly. Please tell me where he goes.
All right. Let me take a look.
I start walking towards, knowing that I'll probably be able to pick up a good intercept course.
Sir.
Yes.
Individual just exited. I didn't get a good look. It's not Thorn. Enlisted deck uniform. All I could see. He headed down passage D1.
Follow him on the monitors for me.
All right. There's not a lot that way. Do the best I can.
I'm looking to intercept now.
Roger. I'd head up to D deck.
Josh, I start running.
Okay. Make a running check.
Okay, cool. Will do.
Of course, Thorn's not going to do his own dirty work.
I'm going to use 5 character points for my running check.
Is it a specialty? You can't do it then.
All right.
I know the rules, bro.
What about
you
a four-
can't pull one over my
Do I
head.
have a fortune point? I
I
put
know.
5 die into altar. Would
I
that
just
help me?
imagine the fucking clanging of your boots on the deck plates as you haul ass.
I have specialty rundown perp.
Yep.
Ooh, useful.
Let me see. Give me your character sheet.
Sure. You made it.
Do you not actually have running?
No.
No.
Oh,
I think
have
running is a skill, right?
You do have running.
Yeah, because
but
you're fancy.
I got 4D
fencing.
in running.
4D. Well, you are pretty athletic, Dr. Vilfo, remember?
4D, holy shit.
Oh
You're
wait, I do
you're a
have
god-
running. No
you're-
shit.
You're a goddamn
I've got
Adonis.
3D plus 1 in running.
You get to
My name is
dance all
Gaius
day.
Luctus Vilfug. I am Adonis.
Right from Alexander.
he has multiple ranks in lacrosse.
Date raping and
It comes with a Duke degree. You get to a main cross passage in D deck. It's a little high traffic. It's kind of where Triald was directing you to. Give me. He gave you a couple more visual indicators.
Triald update.
I can tell you he's a deck mate, average height. He's got his cover pulled a little bit low, light colored hair, moving pretty purposely, slim build. Give me a search check, Dan.
Okay.
He look like a man.
Not great. 8, 10, 13, 15.
Okay,
it's not bad.
you kind of stop and stand there a bit, little bit out of breath, hustled. You take a step off to the side, trying not to be too obvious, and you actually kind of turn and look back the way you came from after, maybe 30 seconds of panning around, and you see light hair under a hat, enlisted uniform. You just kind of see a side profile, a face kind of half look back. That's kind of what snaps your attention. And he ducks around a side passage.
All right. I'm going to go after him.
Okay.
Oof.
I don't take my blaster out, but I loosen the holster.
Okay.
Clip the little strap.
All right. You run down, get to the side passage. It's a lot quieter. Up ahead, it goes towards a T. You hear more activity coming from the other end. Give me a running check at this point.
Sure.
Are you trying to go slow, or you?
So what my plan will be right now, I just want to make sure that I can still find him.
Okay.
And then I might try to use like more stealth in trying to track him.
You got to hustle. If memory recalls for you, up ahead, this kind of tees into some of the civilian areas.
Wow. That's a pretty good running check. 15 on 3 dice.
Okay. You kind of book it. You get a second wind, start pushing. You come down, you come around a corner, and the noise is getting louder. You're still in kind of these side passageways. This is all storage. There's maybe some quarters here, so it's pretty quiet. It's basically like cut through. And you see him, and he looks back and sees you, and he's running.
Okay.
No, it's
You push.
Yep.
And you start definitely gaining it. It's getting louder. You come around the corner, and the hallway's a little bit double wide. There's some kind of this is an area that some heavy lift droids could come in and out of. There's some compartments off to the side for storage, and there's a bit of cargo out and about. You turn the corner, and you see a man with face just poking around the side of a box, and you look down and you see the tip of a blaster. Roll perception for initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, damn.
nothing like a quarter shootout.
Little gunfight in the civilian sector. Cool.
Uh-oh. 1 on the wild eye.
15.
It's a lot.
10.
You gonna die.
12, but a 1 on the wild eye.
Okay. I'm going to say you kind of stumble forward into the room,
Okay.
but it kind of pushes you forward. You have no cover, but you can take one action ahead of him.
Okay. I will, I'll draw my blaster.
Okay.
Does dodging count?
He takes a shot. You want to dodge?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's good.
15. 15 flat.
So this is
You
your
rolled
second
a
action.
16.
Did you drop one?
No, I did not.
You rolled a 16, Dan.
10, 15.
Oh, I thought it was 2 3s. I'm sorry.
I need to drop a die, so I gotta reroll. Better.
Wow.
13 with a 6 on the wild die. 17. Better with 3 dice.
16.
Say goodbye to your
Oh
ear.
my god!
You kind of come around and you stumble forward, and with your momentum, you had your hand down at your waist at the holster, and you, instead of trying to catch yourself, pull back forward, you pull the blaster, and he takes a shot and it goes right over your shoulder. Give me a perception check, unpenalized.
15?
Okay, it was on stun.
Okay.
You
17, actually, by the way.
you're able to tell that I don't like it like the fucking.
The whoa.
I know, like that's the source material we're working from.
Yeah.
But it's silly as fuck.
You got me in the circles.
I'm gonna
Sometimes
say-
George missed it.
I'm gonna say it's a lot harder to tell the difference between them.
There's one. Set for stun.
Go.
I'm going to move forward, and I'll actually... So I'm going to try to... What is the room like, actually?
So
before?
it's about 10 feet wide.
Okay.
It's about 40 feet. At the end of it, it kind of comes into the side of this big open cargo bay. Big open. What could be used to move cargo throughout, but is right now you see people kind of crisscrossing. It's sort of a thoroughfare that cargo is brought in and out of. You're about 20 feet from that, but this is kind of dark off to the side. And there's a lot of stuff stacked up here. There's pallets waiting to get moved. So it's a 10-foot wide corridor, about 40 feet long, from a docking port into this bay. But you both basically have a lot of cover to choose from, and you're basically out of sight at any given moment. Notice from all these people at the end of this corridor in this main compartment.
Okay.
But it's only a matter of time before somebody sees something.
Sure.
Yeah, or here's a blast.
Right. I'm going to move, like... I'm going to move up to the next storage container that puts me probably in really close range with him.
Okay.
And I am going to set my blaster to stun as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to... Can I hold my action in Star Wars?
So you could take multiple actions.
Yep.
I'm going to say moving up there as you're changing
Is
your
an
blaster
action?
is one
Yep.
action. You're going to take 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And is like if I were to calm someone, would that be like just a talk action, or is that another one? I can save it for another
I'm going
one.
to say your hands are kind of
Yep.
full right now.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So you do that. You kind of come right upside. You're basically on the other side of this
it.
pallet.
That's kind of what I was going for. Yeah.
Give me a either dodge or strength. You get your back up against this, and you feel this pallet start to tip towards you.
Okay.
It's sort of stacked on top of these drums, and it looks like he's just giving
I'm
it a
gonna
push.
do
You can
a-
either try to get out of the way or push back.
I'm going to try to get out of the way. I'm going to use dodge. So that is
I'm going to drop a die.
11.
Lucky you.
He's rolling
I keep rolling better on 3 dice. That's 13. I'm going to use a character point. 14.
Okay.
Woof.
You get out of the bulk of the way of it, but it kind of sort of takes you a minute.
Yep.
He basically,
I have to dodge like maybe backwards away from him.
yeah, you had
Yep.
to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. He
You missed the
pushes,
last dodge. That's why you got
he comes up and over.
You threw a wrench at me?
It's the top pallet of this
Mm-hmm.
is something bulky, relatively light for its size,
Mm-hmm.
which is why he has the leverage to push under this drum and flip
Flip it
up
over. Yep.
towards you. Kind of catch this weight, brace yourself, get back underneath it, and let it drop to the floor with a loud clang. You look, and this man is sprinting out of this corridor into this compartment. What do you do?
I immediately run after him, and I grab, in Star Wars they have the little like comm that you talk into.
Yes.
I grab my comm from my belt,
Okay.
and I am going to comm Drayson, one of the intel specialists
Okay.
that works with me,
Yep.
and I am going to tell him to... Actually, no. Scratch that. I'm going to take my comm off my belt, and I am going to page... I know his name.
Okay, so you're sitting there going through your phone book.
Checking it out.
You're like, who would understand this?
Oh my god, I haven't talked to her forever.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
Cass.
Oh shit. She's hot.
What happened?
Cass. Okay.
Cass.
Speaking of hot.
Okay. Make a running check.
Yep.
Minus 1D
Yep.
because it's not hard to talk into a mic, but try to chase
I gotcha.
somebody through
Of course.
a crowded compartment
Yep.
as you're doing that.
Who's shooting at you?
You're calling Cass as you're trying to chase this guy. Like I said, it's so basically this is I said a cargo bay. Cargo is not stored here. There's a docking station that cargo can get brought in from, and then this is kind of like this open compartment distribution
Yeah.
center. Yeah, basically. It's an Amazon spot.
Yeah, it's the Amazon
Wow.
warehouse.
2 6s on 2 dice.
What the fuck, man?
And
Give him less
the
dice.
less dice, so the better I do. Oh, motherfucker.
Homeboy got some 6s too.
13, and I'll use a character point.
Before you do, I'll tell you, you're looking at a 20. You're not going to immediately lose.
Sure,
him,
sure,
right?
but just to stay
this
close.
is a chase.
Okay, that helped me 13. That put me at 18.
Okay.
No, I got +1, so 19.
Okay. You're a little bit behind him.
Sure.
He's at the minimum keeping the distance. He runs forward, takes a couple cuts. You start like dodging through people. There's half a dozen people walking through here, a few droids, a big loader droid slowly moving through some pallets. He kind of like hops and skids over it. And,
Josh, I am going to, if you'll allow it,
Yep.
use my special ability,
Okay.
which will kind of the right place, right time.
Yeah.
Right on.
So I'm going to spend a character point, and I'm going to say that when I calm Cass, he's actually on this deck.
Okay.
That's fucking cool.
Wow.
All right.
So I tell
Because
him
he's a spy too and he kills you.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole DM.
As I finish it, just a shot goes through my head. Done. No, so when I calm him and I say, I'm in a chase situation and to follow my calm, that he's actually, for whatever reason, he happens to be on this deck. So he's much closer than being, 3 or 4 decks away or whatever, wherever he was.
Got it. Okay. So he answers pretty quickly. Go for Cass.
Cass, I'm chasing someone who was moving he's moving the signal, the recording device. I need backup.
Where are you?
Track my comm. And it clicks out.
Okay. Okay. He's close. We'll say that he had to check in on a security call. A couple Marines had an incident on a patrol down here. Nothing too crazy, but he's very close by.
Awesome.
He starts responding. This guy you're chasing is booking it. He looks like he's trying to now move deliberately into busy, more congested areas.
Got it.
You are now basically fully in the civilian transit area as you can continue to pursue him. Give me a perception check.
12.
Okay. He has something else in his hand. You think it might be a comm link also.
Okay. I am going to message or comm Triol again, and I'm going to give him my location to start looking on the monitors again. Since we're in the more trafficked area, now he might be able to track on the monitors a little better, just so that I have as many eyes looking at this as possible.
Okay. Give me one more running check.
Sure thing.
Minus 1D on this one also. Look at this fucking guy's great.
He did double 6s?
Yeah, but not the wild eye. 17 on 3D6. So if you're rolling an old school D&D character sheet.
That's a 5 for me so far.
A 5er?
Need to just... Did Triold confirm that he saw him?
You're like in the process
Okay.
of conveying this information. I mean, this is happening quick.
I'll spend another character point just so I can hopefully stay in it. And one more. That's the max I can spend is 2, right?
Correct?
Fuck.
Mother of fucking pearl. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
10. Okay. Against 18.
Oof.
You lose sight.
Yep. Trioled, where is he?
I think I've got him.
I'm like standing there looking kind of everywhere with just listening to my comm.
Moving quick. Civilian hangar C.
I start running again.
Cat, you hear Cass chime in. It's group call. This is your cell phone plan includes it.
He's on my friend plan.
He says, I'm coming up from the east side.
Understood. And I start running as fast as I can again.
Okay. You come into this hangar is not currently there's nothing coming in or out. There's a civilian freighter in here. There's some cargo containers being loaded. This is where a lot of routine traffic comes in and out of stuff that the Imperial side doesn't even handle. And you kind of come into one end of the station and you actually see Cass at the other end. And you get comms from Triold and tells you that he went through a secured side hatch.
Okay.
You come up to it. It's locked. It's a high-end security lock. Give me a security roll.
Okay. Do I recognize where this goes on the station?
This goes to a well, not infrastructure, essentially utilities.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff is kept locked away.
Of course.
That's
People roaming around in there.
6 on the wild eye. 27.
27. Okay. You have two immediate options that you can do. One, you can access this quickly and immediately.
Yep.
Override, pass through.
Okay.
If you do that, you're going to lose. This was just accessed by an override code.
I see.
If you do that, you're going to lose that data. So you can either capture it and have that and whatever you can
Glean from it.
glean
Yep.
from that.
Yep.
Or you can continue the pursuit.
We need improved logging on the radio station.
I will.
I mean, immediately it's because it's not like a normal security.
Sure. I will continue the pursuit.
Okay.
I just basically hardwire it right there and pop it open rather than try to figure out the security on it.
Okay.
So it just kills whatever was recently logged on it.
Yep.
Because I kind of jumped it.
You know this. It wasn't like a security code that is supposed to open this door was not entered on this door.
Got it. So I now think immediately that this is someone who might have the technical expertise we've been looking for a while.
Okay.
So I pop it and then pull it open for Cass to go through first.
Okay. Cass has his pistol out.
I say, put it on stun. We need him alive.
Okay. He runs in. These are tight, narrow corridors. It opens and you hear.
He's a soldier. He can take it. That's multiple dice. Get Cass killed. Everyone will love me.
Cass not using his CQB there? Or?
Okay. You see Cass rushes in, and he looks down.
To change the...
Well, Cass would never look down. He doesn't fucking need to. Just that by feel. But you see him clicking over his blaster pistol, and it looked like the corridor was open. And then somebody pops into view, and a shot comes out, and Cass tries to roll to the side, but it gets him in the shoulder, and you see it kind of blistering and burning outside his blast vest, caught his arm.
So is that hot, not stun?
Hot.
Okay.
Ooh.
And he hits against the wall.
I run past him essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Initiative now. So give me a
Okay.
perception roll.
Damn it.
Jeez.
12 with a 1 on the wild eye.
12. Okay. How many actions you taking?
I will take 1.
Okay.
I'm just going to run for it. For him.
Okay.
Or does he look like he posted up?
He took a shot, and you see him pigeon head back
Okay.
out.
Then-
You're running into this
Sure.
corridor.
Sure.
He takes another shot.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So here's how this works. You said one action.
Yep.
You can use it to dodge, or you can say I'm making a second one,
Yep.
which will be my dodge. I'm going to keep one action. If
Okay.
you do that, like with any multiple action, you drop a die on each.
Sure. I'll do that. I'll dodge 1.
Okay, use one to dodge.
Yep.
Okay.
So -1.
-1. Yep. Nice. 11, 12, 13. 6 in the wild. And a 1. So 14 total. So that the face Josh is giving me looks like I need to roll a character point. I rolled. What did I roll total? I rolled
I think you just said
14.
14 total. Yeah, why not? I'll dodge. Does dodging the amount you dodge
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter
Hit,
if they
hit
hit
or not hit.
It's a hit.
It's a hit. I don't like how confident my dungeon master is. So yeah,
Save the dice for the soak.
yeah, I'm gonna save it for the soak.
Okay. Give me a strength roll.
2
I'm
die
guessing the
plus
orange
2.
is not wearing body armor.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, mech suit.
You hate to see that.
That's a 1 snake eyes on my soak.
Well,
You gotta fix that with a. With
You
a
can
character.
use 5 to increase.
I can
your-
use 5
Yes.
for a
Resist.
soak. Okay. Well,
I rolled a 6 in the wild die.
cool. I rolled a 1. Oh my god.
You
So-
have literally a 2.
I rolled 4 because I got plus 2 to my strength. So 4 with a 1.
Which means if he rolled a 20, you're dead. So
yeah.
you gotta drop some dice.
Yep.
It's a 20.
Okay.
So that's a kill shot.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Roll one of those at a time, Dan.
Okay, here we
Because of
go.
the 6 factor. So
Yep.
1 at a time.
1 at a time. All right. We're gonna go multicolored here. Just actually, if I roll them, no,
No, 1 at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
That's 1
So
dead.
we're at 8.
So you're not dead.
6 on that.
See?
6
That
on
explodes. Every character
So
point.
That's why you do them
14,
1 at a time.
18.
You're only stunned now 0 to 4.
And that's two character
Yep.
points. And 1 more.
For good.
What do you have for character points?
I'm
Shitloads.
now down to 12.
Oh, damn. I'm not going to give you guys as many.
I would kill you guys.
Oh,
Especially on soak. So you take nothing. You
I take nothing. And but I assume I feel like there should be some consequence for rolling a 2,
And a 1 on the wild die.
a 1 on the wild die.
I'm going to say you lose your action.
Sure. Okay.
That's fair.
Yep.
You are not
Jump into full
physically
cover.
stunned. But yeah, you have to basically you do a barrel roll.
It's basically me tripping out of the way of this shot.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically.
Okay.
Brush it off his skill.
Stay down. You hear Cass behind you as he
Come on, murder machine.
rips a shot. And this guy is going with cover. All right. The guy ducks back behind
That's no joke.
a corner, and Cass rips 2 shots, hits the corner, hits right past it. The guy ducked just out of the way.
Okay.
So back up to the next round.
Yep.
His action first,
Okay.
and you don't hear anything.
I move. I kind of get up in like a crouch almost, and I kind of shuffle my way to that corner and do one
Down
of those.
towards him?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a perception check.
8, 13, 15.
You hear like something. You hear
Okay.
like
I immediately make a move for the corner where he is.
rush it.
I don't rush around the corner, but I'm going right up to the other side of the corner now.
Okay.
Damn.
You hit the corner.
Clicking like a thermal detonator clicking or
Something
like a
smacks
running.
to the ground in front of you.
I look down at the ground in front of me.
You look down. It looks like 2 energy packs strapped together blinking. Cass goes, "Get down!"
This is at a T intersection, right?
Yes.
I
He'll
kick
fug it.
This is your will fuck.
Yeah, this is my will fuck
You're
moment.
going for a kick.
I'm gonna kick it down the part of the T that we're not, like if I'm at the top of it, I'm gonna kick it down one
This
way
is outrageous
and try
behavior.
to dodge
And
back.
Nero steps up to the penalty and
Give me your character sheet.
The whole
What
world
fucking
is
skill
watching.
is this?
do you have footy on there?
Kicking,
Do you have striker?
it'd probably
Brawl.
be brawling, which is my 2D2.
I'll let you use dexterity.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna tell you this. If this doesn't go well, you don't get to dodge.
Okay. Do I think? But I guess my point of
You know
why
what,
I'm doing this.
This is a jury-rigged explosive.
Sure. I guess my point of why I'm doing this is because I don't think I could effectively dodge anyways.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
What kind of difficulty?
Storytelling wise, I like that.
Yep. So
How many times in FIFA are you doing the attempt free
Dex.
kick training?
I'm gonna wait till the power bar goes up really high.
Okay.
So 2 dice. Okay. Here we go.
God.
Fly away
Oh, God.
in the arms.
That's not a good sign.
That's a 1 on the wild die. And that's a 2.
Well, rip in peace there, Nero.
Okay.
Your heart's on you.
How many dice do you have left in the character pool?
I have 12.
Not anymore.
But yeah. Okay.
That's a skill, right? So you only get 2?
I mean, you can use 2 unless you have free kick.
Look, okay, so everybody pause
Yep.
the episode.
Okay.
Go on YouTube
Yep.
and look up fireworks prank gone wrong.
Oh fuck. All right.
And then roll me a soak.
Yep.
Oh boy, that's another 6 on the wild die.
Oh, dude.
Look at this.
You wore the right shirt today there, Josh.
Well, I rolled 10 on 2 dice so far. And
He's
I got,
more machine now than man. Twisted and evil.
All right. All right, here we go.
This guy is good.
This guy is good.
I've never seen Casket shot. That was the first
And-
indication to run the other way.
Hell yeah.
13. We're working on it. 13.
Oh, are you guys
Ooh.
going to get an earful from the
19.
commander?
6 in the wild. 20. That's 2 dice.
What do you need?
I don't know. I'm just 26
Okay.
You don't die.
and 28 for 3 more character points.
Shit.
Holy fuck. I've
This guy's using so many character points. He's going to
to
start losing skill points.
Am I a force user now?
All right. It
Am I a
was
Jedi?
27 on damage.
Holy
Jesus.
5 dice. Wild die exploded
27.
twice.
I just used 11
Wow.
character points.
Um,
I feel like I've learned
It's
so
worth
many
it.
things on this mission that I've
here's
seem
what
to
I'm going to
forgotten.
say. For the 2 1s, all the shit that happened,
Yeah.
you are unharmed somehow. Somehow.
Yep.
You get blown back on your ass. Have you watched Band of Brothers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
The guy that survives 2
Yep.
frags that
Buck.
go
That's
off
right.
right next to him.
Yeah.
Buck.
Cass runs over to you.
Assuming he's going to see a pile of just goop.
Intestines.
You hear him into his comm saying, "I have a man down. I need a medical team." Oh,
Dust
shit.
settles.
Oh, shit.
Orn's kind of like clearing like the dust out of his eyes, and his ears are just ringing. He can see Cass speaking, but probably can't hear him right now. And so he's just kind of staring at him blankly, like trying to sit up again, and just looking at himself, like feeling that pressure of the concussion, but not seeing any wounds yet. So he's just kind of like getting his bearings again.
Okay.
So,
You're looking up. There's arcing, sparking. This T, one of these power conduits, totally blew. And Cass kind of pulls you back away from that. You see him looking, kind of holding his hand up. Pursuit is lost, but you definitely have some data, and you are fucking alive.
I'm alive.
God damn.
And that
Oh my fucking word.
is a little bit more extreme than I expected that to go.
That was a great scene.
So what murder assassin thing did you pick for this guy?
Okay. Well, one pants shitting moment down.
Oh boy.
Let's say, 30 minutes or so later, you guys are maybe all in one of the briefing rooms. Treold is there. Cass steps back in. He had
Bandaged.
Yep. Bandaged, treated. Dr. Vilfug, you had to insist that he allow you to treat him. Relatively minor wound to the arm. Treold is going through some imagery. I mean, these two are the best we got.
I'm sitting away, watching, in the shadow, not happy.
I'm going to have to run this through him, and there's nothing.
You just see a cherry.
Cass, Treold's kind of shaking his head. He said, this isn't that kind of monitors. We have monitors here to check in on what's happening, given compartment. They're not meant for surveillance.
So initial theories were wrong then. This is something else.
Assuming he doesn't report to Thorn.
Sorry, but Comforce isn't going to throw an improvised explosive at an officer. 2 officers. I look at Cass.
Cass steps back in and says, whoever that was, that's definitely not Comforce
Where is Thorn anyways?
training.
Drayson, I assume, well, no, I never messaged him. I send a quick comm to Drayson.
Okay.
Please bring all engineering personnel files to the ready room. He had a skill set beyond improvised explosives and obvious tactical capabilities. He overrode the security on that hatch quickly. I believe he is what has been at work behind the scenes here in RACO.
Are we professionals, gentlemen? Are we trained? I look around the room. I stand up. Argus walks to the front of the room. Have you ever heard of the ISS Fel Ray?
Nero shakes his head.
No, sir.
Of course. Well, their officers also failed to sound general quarters on an intruder alert. Are we heroes or are we trained men? Was there an opportunity to sound the alarm? General quarters, civilians. We just told Kuiper that we're going to keep them safe, and here we are. You hear paper. Kicking improvised explosive devices, getting into shootouts. Why didn't we sound the general quarters? Everyone can go into lockdown. He's not getting away. Now he's gone. We must remember our training, gentlemen. I'm happy you're alive, Orn, and unharmed.
Thank you, sir.
And you too, Cass. So what's the next order of business?
Seeing if we can identify him from the personal records, sir.
Very well. The monitors, I look towards.
Dan, your data pad beeps.
I kind of open it up, and I presume I can kind of just...
Security breach your quarters. And that's where we'll take a break.
Oh, finally, at least it's not me where shit's popping off me in the goddamn episode.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Nastagram. We hope you're enjoying Empire's End. You know the deal. We're going to ask you to spread the word, tell a friend, post about it online, do whatever you can, ratings, review, everything helps. And get involved. Got a great community over at Facebook at the Nastagram RPG Lounge. or just pop over onto the website, nastygrampod.com, links to all our socials, and bonus content and more coming soon. Our intro music, as always, is by a Wilhelm Scream. Scores this arc are from both Adrian von Ziegler and Antti Marttikainen. We'll be back with another episode next week. Why don't you bring a friend?
That's nasty.
That was a great fucking scene.
That was.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Dude, when I rolled that damage, I was like, I just fucking killed the PC. I thought that twice.
I thought that
There's
twice.
a lot of guys
Dude,
on the ship.
2 dice, both. I rolled one higher than the previous time. I rolled snake eyes for first soak and 1 and a 2 on the second soak.
Dude, both those, it was 4 dice and 5 dice for damage, which is pretty deadly as it is.
Yeah.
The second one, 2 6s on the wild die.
What was the total? 27? You said?
27.
Out of the 3 dice I rolled, 2 of them exploded. So I got
What's the max for soak?
5.
5?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, if they hadn't exploded,
I could roll. So I had a 3, or no, I had a 2 and
You should have. I wish Josh would have been like, "Hey, Danny, have you been practicing that pilot's voice? You got a new job, brother." That would have sucked balls.